Всем хай. Мы играем в Vampyr. Текс. Ну что, давайте шариться дальше по райончику. С бабкой мы поговорили, с этим мы поговорили. Так. Так, с этим мы тоже поговорили. Тут, на самом деле довольно это... много всего. Так, здесь есть кто? Ой, здорово. Здорово.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No. It's me who bites them.
О,
Tasty.
какие у тебя интересные предпочтения.
Rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
Хера себе.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, doctor.
Ой, как интересно.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Как интересно.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Ой, как весело-то, а. Ладно. Ладно, Каришка. Бегай за крысами, пока я подумаю, что с тобой делать. Конечно, очень увлекательно все. Ух ты, патроны есть. Так, а тут у нас что такое? Так, мы куда-то залезли. И я не уверен, что мы залезли туда, куда надо. Конулизация. Миф о рогатом вампире. Что такое сказка, как незабытая или ставшая мифом история? Природа вампиров связана с понятием бессмертия. Они живут несколько столетий и сами становятся живым, если можно, так сказать, выразиться воплощением легенды. Так что же это за древняя история, которую даже вампиры считают мифом? Да, такое трудно вообразить. А мы, ученые, знаем, что нет невозможного. Есть лишь еще необъясненное и не задокументированное. Уже много лет я пытаюсь отыскать существо, которое редко встретишь среди смертных англичан рогатого вампира. В документах, собранных нашим орденом за несколько веков, не наберется и 10 упоминаний об этом существе. О нем пишут как о человеческом силуэте, иногда созданном из крови, иногда из дождя. Он появлялся в разных уголках страны, от Уэльса до Шотландии, но его видели только бессмертные. Хотя и они понятия не имели, кто он. Что же это за существо с оленями рогами? Связано ли оно с Керноном, древним рогатым богом кельтов? Нам ничего об этом не известно, но пугает уже тот факт, что даже сами вампиры не знают, что это за существо. Возможно, рядом с нами живет нечто столь древнее, что за несколько тысячелетий о нем остались лишь крупицы информации. Если это так, то мы, как и братство Святого Павла, должны изучить это существо, ведь наши изыскания помогут нам разобраться в происхождении вампиров. В качестве напоминания я прилагаю к этому письму копию единственного письменного доказательства существования рогатого вампира. Это стихотворение «Сны Алой Королевы», которое якобы сочинило это существо. По свидетельствам некоторых вампиров, оно иногда напевает эти строки, когда они надолго появляются в Великобритании. Я призываю всех братьев изучить этот текст и считать его свидетельством забытой истории. «12 снов королеве, что спит под венцом из камней, да взирает она на нас вечно очами белее костей. 11 роз у могилы ее чуткий сон стерегут, но однажды кровавые реки снова к ней потекут. 10 жил истощаться, отдав смертоносную медь, кому-то из проклятых братьев придется сейчас умереть. 9 костров на равнине станут концом всех начал, ждет неизбежная кара тех, кто приказу не внял. 8 ночей породили 8 свирепых зверей, чудища рыщут во мраке в поисках добрых людей. 7 выстрелов в городе спящем откуда-то вдруг прогремят, все порождения ночи в солнечном свете сгорят. 6 следопытов склонятся чуть не до самой земли, тени их копий зловещих знаки начертят в пыли, 5 родов встретят гибель, пока будет песня звучать. Снова из черного пепла к жизни вернутся все 5, 4 гвоздя лишь подарят грешнику вечный покой. Эти искупления тропы никого не приводят домой. 3 книги написаны были глашатаем воины смут. Когда-нибудь позже потомки пророчества эти поймут. 2 змея сражаются насмерть в вечно зеленом лесу, стражи народов несчастных, что тяжкое бремя несут. Возносится к небу молитва о том, кто уходит на бой. Дорогу свою должно выбрать дитя, рожденное тьмой. Талия жажды источника знаний, Ашер Толтли, глава братства Святого Павла. Ух ты, блять, какие интересные заморочки-то. Я даже не знаю, как на все это реагировать.
It's locked, all right.
Ага. Тут закрыто, там закрыто. Мне подсказывает, что зря я сюда попёрся. Абсолютно нахер зря. Абсолютно ничего мне здесь делать в этих канализациях. Пошли, короче, отсюда. Ага. Так. Ладно, ладно. Конечно, все очень сильно загадочно. Видимо, особо вариантов у меня нет, и надо действительно идти вот сюда вот. Хотя, быть может, и нет. Так, здесь выполнено так. Отслеживать, ага. Кстати, а давайте пообщаемся.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Так, понятно. Нам надо будет прокачать, значит, это. Ой, приветулич, ща мы тебе пиздов вставим. Ух ты ж, блядь. Нет, туда мне не надо. Так. Как мне туда залезть-то? Что-то я не понял. Ну ладно. Текс.
Good evening, old chap. I won't.
Так.
You need some
Понятно.
rest, Clarence.
Ничего не понятно. Что ты хочешь-то? Ну и...
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. Filthy. Easy. Murdering. I'll kill you.
Ты ж гнида, а? Так и не понял, в чем прикол с этими ресторанами. Как их искать? Потому что тут вообще логики, по-моему, нет никакой совершенно. Блять, чесночная бабка. Чесночная бабка — это плохо. Мне, может, там с кем-то поговорить надо, или что происходит-то вообще? Что, честно, вот эти вот местные, так сказать, указания, куда идти, они меня немножко смущают.
I cannot enter.
Так, ладно. Ладно, вариантов у нас вообще не осталось. Потому что я не понимаю, что происходит.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Тебе так типа, а пошел нахуй.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please
Oh.
proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Я смотрю, тут у вас весело.
There has been quite a battle here.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
На. Хорошо, вот тут гульнули. Хер поспоришь.
It's locked.
Ага. Клуб Скалон — ассоциация джентльменов, который стремится втайне охранять интересы короны. Я основал этот клуб в 1837 году, чтобы отдать дань уважения своему создателю Уильяму Маршаллу, первому графу Пембрскому и истинному защитнику Англии. Все члены клуба должны быть из хороших семей и обладать безупречными моральными качествами. Поскольку членами клуба могут стать смертные, которых тщательно изучают и оценивают, прежде чем предложить им бессмертие, то целью клуба является поддержание респектабельных традиций и норм поведения добропорядочного вампирского общества, а также сохранение и усиление гегемонии Англии в мире. Мы истинная элита британского общества, мы Аскалон, копье святого Георгия, который этот защитник Англии убил дракона. Мы сами копьеносцы, поэтому клянемся защищать интересы империи. Закон Аскалона, лорд Редгрейв, основатель клуба. Ладно. Конечно, крайне увлекательно. Куда мы пошли? А неизвестно. Вот куда-то пошли, куда-то ушли. Совершенно непонятно, куда и зачем. А, вон он выход. Теперь понятно все. Да переча все понятно. Мы сюда и пытались зайти. Ладно. Хороший кинжал. Правда, хороший.
I cannot enter.
Суки. Закрылись. Забаррикадировались, пидорасы. Дратути. Дратути. Окей.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Чё-то мы
Come
куда-то
forward, young
влипли.
Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
А чё, у сети магазинов Бристоль свой граф есть?
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Garda Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, You are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Так.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
Окей.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Окей.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Окей.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
Окей, чё еще?
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Окей. Ну ладно,
I
чё.
agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of
чё
our
я должен
beloved
тебе
William
сказать?
Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is
Так.
time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
Типа кровью написать. Я думал, чё вы там опять затеяли?
I know it's awfully
Кровосиси.
gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Ладно, чё.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Ну хоть не Last of Us. Так, что еще хотите? Так, эти не очень разговорчивые пацаны.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, You draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Окей.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
Окей.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Окей. Чё еще
Are you a
расскажешь?
member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Окей.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson?
Ты уже
I am a
спрашивал.
doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Окей.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Окей.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Окей.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Хитрожопый какой.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Ну,
By
блин.
doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Вредный старикашка. Ладно, давай вот с тобой еще поговорим.
It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Окей.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally. But I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Окей.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scowls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scowls.
I have met peaceful and wise Scowls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scowls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Окей.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot
Так.
outside until the pre.
Чем мы еще
How's your
можем
investigation going,
поговорить-то?
Dr. Reed? Time is our enemy.
I have a few questions for your...
All right, but be quick.
Так.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Scowls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Scowls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
Окей.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
Окей.
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings, and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
Окей.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Окей.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
Ладно.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really is a member then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Ладно, ладно.
Goodbye, Lord.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed.
Что ж, я думаю, на сегодня мы закончим наши изыскания. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. Всем пока.